Hey, Jesse Gibbs here. Wanted to make this video to accompany the estimates I'm sending over for your upcoming purchase. Upon opening the spreadsheet, you're going to notice we have two options here, an FW1 and 2, and a comparison tab at the bottom left. Let's walk through the first tab and then we can talk about our other options. The top left, we have some basic information, your name. We have not yet identified a property, so these are just placeholders for now, but we are looking for a single family and primary residence. Based on our discussion of wanting to stay at $2,000 or less per month, I'd say our maximum sales price is $400,000. We're going to put $20,000 down for a 95% loan to value. So that's a 5% down payment and a 95% loan to value. For the first option here, I'm offering a 2.5% interest rate on a 30-year fixed. That is accompanied with a 1% origination charge. So this charge is basically buying down that rate there. Moving on down on the left-hand side under loan costs, we see the origination charge associated with the rate and the bank's, this is a flat $9.95 fee. These are the only fees that the bank will collect directly. Box B here are third parties we're going to pay out throughout the process, including your credit report and appraisal. The attorney's fees are estimates based on the transaction. You're going to indicate what attorney we're closing with in your sales contract, and I will get these finalized fees from them. So understand these are estimates. I don't have any influence over them. The government and state fees are also standard fees based on the transaction, and also ones that I don't have any influence on, and they will vary based on sales price. Now I've got an estimated closing date. This is just a placeholder. It's 30 days from today. Generally, we're seeing contracts being written for about 30 days right now, so that's why that's there. But I would get the closing date from your sales contract. So the closing date would be dictated to me. Now, since we're putting less than 20% down, you are required to have an escrow account. An escrow account will be part of your monthly payment. You'll deposit money into that each month, and then every year, as your property taxes and hazard insurance become due, the bank pays those out automatically, so you don't have any issues with that. Excuse me, I mean, you don't have to come out of pocket for that. So these two line items are an initial deposit into that escrow account, and then you pay into it every month as part of your mortgage payment. So down here, we will see you will make your first year of hazard insurance payment up front, and then subsequent years it'll be paid out of your escrow account. Now note that hazard insurance and homeowners insurance are interchangeable terms. This is per diem interest here. This is based on your closing date, loan amount, and interest rate. So we would know this once we have the sales contract. This is just a kind of a placeholder for this point, but you do owe per diem interest because mortgages are the exact opposite of rent, whereas you just paid a January 1st rent payment for the upcoming month, and when you pay a January 1st mortgage payment, it's for the interest from December. So keep that in mind. So you have to pay the rest of the month interest up front. Now we move up here to the top, we see our estimated monthly payment. So first mortgage principal and interest is based on our loan amount and our interest rate. And then I've just estimated hazard insurance and property taxes based on the sales price. And then the mortgage insurance is required when you put down less than 20%. So we have monthly mortgage insurance just above $79 a month. We would finalize this after we have a sales contract and we do property taxes and everything like that. So this gives us a mortgage payment of just over $2,000. That's why I'm saying this is probably our maximum we want to go with based on my conversation with you yesterday. But let me know if you want to see anything updated. So if we close you in February, you actually don't make your first payment until April 1st. Again, that's because you're paying that mortgage interest in arrears. So this is for your March interest because you've already paid your February interest up front. And then we see a breakdown of the transaction down here. I would have you bring in a about $29,800, $900 to closing, but do take into account this takes into account the earnest money deposit. So if I zero that out, puts us at about $33,800 or $900. Reason I chose this is that leaves about, based on the documents I have, about $7,000 or $8,000 in your pocket, if I believe. But I didn't want to use all your money. I want to make sure you have some on the sidelines. But if you tell me, hey Jesse, I want to use all of the funds that I'm showing you towards closing, we could update accordingly. But that's how I came to this number, is I wanted to leave some cash in your pocket for the post-closing. So understand, we make an earnest money deposit. It's normally 1%, but your real estate agent will advise you on that. So that's option one, a 2.5% interest rate with a 1% origination. Option two, we go with a higher rate, and we lose the origination charge. So this is what we would call your par rate. This is no additional cost to get this rate. Now you can think of rate and cost as like a seesaw, inverse functions of one another. As one goes up, the other goes down. So otherwise it's going to remain basically the same, but you see, we'll bring less to closing here. We'll be all in right about $30,000 in this instance. Generally, we'll go with the lower rate, higher cost if you want to hold this mortgage long term. And I say mortgage, not the home. You know, if you buy a home and you think you're going to refinance a renovation or anything like that, that's different. So we're talking specifically about the mortgage, because if you refinance, it's like having a new mortgage. So this is option one, is I'm going to hold this mortgage for a long, long time, Jesse. I don't plan on touching it. And option two, we keep a little money in your pocket, but maybe this is a short to middle term. Now, based on our conversation yesterday, I believe this will be a long-term home for you, so we would probably want to err towards option one, but we would look at that once you're under contract. The comparison tab is just what it sounds like. It looks at the two options. You can put in your tax bracket here, so if you enter it in this bucket, it'll update accordingly, tell you what your tax-adjusted monthly payment is. And you also can play with this and see, hey, if I put 50 extra bucks, or if I put 100 extra bucks a month, what does that do to my maturity date? And you see you can pay off the mortgage a little quicker. All right, Yuri, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, good luck searching for a real estate agent. And let me know if you need anything in the meantime. Take care.